As we are now at the top of the hour, 9 o'clock on the East Coast and 6 o'clock on the West Coast. My name is Josh Breslow, and I want to bring you right now, we do have Shosh Bedrosian. She is the Israeli government spokesperson, joining us now live to talk about the situation on the ground there. Shosh, thank you so much, as always, for being here with us today.
Thanks so much, Josh. Appreciate it.
And what I want to do is take a look at some of the live images right here that we have coming in at this hour over Beirut in Lebanon, popping that up on your screen. And of course, once again, we know that there is this situation where we're hearing that there's been this evacuation order that's been kind of put into place for southern Beirut as Israel is fighting against the Hezbollah terror group. Explain to me what you can about that evacuation notice and kind of the fight against Hezbollah.
Sure. So the evacuation notice, of course, is to ensure that the civilian population is protected. The civilian population is not in harm's way. The IDF only targets terrorists. And unfortunately, in Beirut and in southern Lebanon as well, it is infiltrated with Hezbollah terrorists. In terms of Hezbollah and their part in what's going on right now, this is just a proxy of Iran, a terror proxy. Recently, and just over the last few days, Hezbollah has decided to join this operation and launch missiles at Israel, targeting our northern communities, our central communities. Just a day ago, Tel Aviv was actually under threat by one of these missiles launched by Hezbollah. And we have a ceasefire. We had a ceasefire in place with them now. They were supposed to demilitarize, disarm, but they clearly have not. And so now we are at this point in time where we are not only fighting against the Ayatollah regime inside of Iran, but we are also defending ourselves from their terror proxy, Hezbollah, as well, threatening communities from the north to central Israel, and of course, from Iran, threatening all across the country too, Josh.
Explain to me a little bit about what the situation has been like on the ground, because I know that we have been reporting now for several days, and honestly, since October 7th, several years back, it's been the situation. But nonstop, it seems, sirens that are sounding, alerts there on the ground in Israel over the last 6 days. Explain to me what it's like on the ground.
Sure. So just last night in central Israel, we had about 3 to 4 different alarms that went off throughout the night, making it impossible to sleep. It's been this way for the past 6 days now, of Iran targeting our civilian population. But, you know, for them, they have only been able to launch only a few missiles at a time, different from the 12-day war. And that's what we have seen. In terms of the damage, we've had a few direct missile hit, specifically in Beit Shemesh. And Prime Minister Netanyahu actually went there the other day. He toured that community to see the destruction of this Iranian ballistic missile. For your viewers who might not know, 9 people were killed in that attack. There were no government buildings around, no military buildings in sight. This is strictly a civilian population. That is what Iran does. They target our civilian population. Meanwhile, Israel only targets the terrorists located inside of Iran, and the Iranian regime, who has been oppressing their people for almost 50 years now. So in terms of the situation on the ground in Israel, that's what has been going on. We've been under attack and threat by Hezbollah and Iran at this point for the last few days. But Israelis are resilient. They have been resilient. They always have been. But specifically in recent days, over the last 2.5 years, Israelis have been protecting themselves from the October 7th massacre, which has been a really difficult time for Israelis. But we have come back. We are strong, remarkably brave people. We have heroic soldiers, and we will continue to fight any single threat that is on our doorstep. And that's what we've been doing since the establishment of the State of Israel.
Talk to me a little bit about the current status of the relationship between the U.S. and Israel, obviously carrying out this operation together kind of hand in hand on Saturday morning. You also have President Trump, who has met several times with Prime Minister Netanyahu in person over the past year since taking office for his second term. So kind of tell me about that relationship, where it stands, and what all of this shows.
Sure. So Prime Minister Netanyahu has said there has never been a greater friend in the White House than President Donald Trump. And President Trump has even made it clear before his re-election in this term to the Prime Minister, where he told him Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu are on the same page because they both understand the threat that Iran poses to the United States, to the state of Israel, in addition to Europe and the greater world as well. This is what we have to deal with. You have to remember who Iran is. For decades now, they have been working to create systems, to create ballistic missiles and a nuclear program, to have that in their repertoire to only annihilate our countries, our Western democracies, something that they oppose. It's the only reason why they have that. And the only reason why they also export terrorism is to annihilate both of our countries. They say this and they mean it, and they've been working on it to accomplish that. It's something we will never allow to happen. And that's why Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Trump have worked hand in hand, in addition to our heroic and brave soldiers from the United States and Israel, to ensure that this threat no longer is in the way and is no longer oppressing the Iranian people, who have been, unfortunately, in this horrific cycle, this horrific cycle of not only being oppressed but slaughtered by their own government. To bring you back just to January, a few months ago, when protesters came out in the streets because of the economic despair they have been going through by the Iranian regime, what happened to them? Upwards of 30,000 protesters were murdered by their own government. And who oversaw that? Their supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. He has been the head person to not only massacre his own people, but to massacre Israelis, Americans, and anyone else around the world. He's been exporting terrorism, and he's been the head of that.
And Shosh, before I let you go here, any maybe misunderstandings, disinformation, any of that people have out there, preconceived notions that you want to make sure are addressed right here, right now?
Sure. So in terms of why this operation has been launched, Operation Roaring Lion, it's to take away this threat that has been posed by the Islamic Republic of Iran to the United States, Europe, and the state of Israel, of course. And what we're trying to do here is to take out their nuclear capabilities, their ballistic capabilities, like I said before, which are only in place to threaten our countries. And we are working to create the conditions for the Iranian people to take their destiny into their own hands and to finally create a democratic society the people have wanted for so long. Prime Minister Netanyahu has made it clear, not only from the Operation Rising Lion in June and here now, Operation Roaring Lion, that this is not an operation against the Iranian people. This is an operation not only to help them, but to help our countries not be under constant threat by the Islamic Republic of Iran.
All right, Shosh Bedrosian, thank you so much for being here with us. We appreciate it as always.
Thanks so much, Josh.